The city stretched outside the window, a grid of amber lights in the deepening twilight. Leo finished wiping down the whiteboard, the scent of dry erase marker clinging to his fingers. He turned to face his virtual classroom, the grid of student faces waiting on his monitor. His roommate, Eli, stumbled through the door of the home office, a waft of sharp, fermented hops cutting through the stale classroom air. Leo's prepared lecture on kinematic equations dissolved into static. Eli's movements were a study in clumsy intent. Before Leo could form a word of protest, Eli's hands were framing his face, and his mouth was on Leo's, a desperate, searching pressure that tasted of whiskey and salt. Leo shoved him back, heart hammering against his ribs. The students' video feeds were frozen squares of wide-eyed silence. He muted his microphone, the click unnaturally loud. "My apologies, everyone. A domestic situation requires my immediate attention. Please review the problem set from Chapter 7. I'll be back as soon as I can." He ended the stream. The quiet of the room was absolute, broken only by Eli's ragged breathing. Physics was a language of predictable forces, of action and equal reaction. This was a different calculus entirely. Eli, usually a composed presence in their shared Brooklyn apartment, had become an unpredictable variable. He'd been acting strangely for weeks. Lingering conversations about nothing, a persistent focus that felt like a physical weight. Online forums suggested an alpha exhibiting such intense, verbal fixation without aggression was a pressure cooker waiting to blow. Leo, a beta, had practiced patience. But patience didn't cover this, being kissed senseless in the middle of a live lecture. It was one thing when Eli would steal a kiss during a mundane discussion about grocery lists, his gaze afterward holding a confusing, accusatory heat. That, Leo had rationalized, was preferable to a fistfight. But this was a violation of professional and personal boundaries, a messy, public claim. He managed to guide Eli to the couch. The tall, usually graceful man folded onto the cushions, the picture of contrition once the alcohol haze began to recede. Leo's planned confrontation evaporated. Eli murmured an apology, explaining a mandatory happy hour with his finance team, the pressure to keep up. Leo felt a familiar, weary sympathy. The corporate ladder was slick with forced camaraderie, and a young alpha, even a talented one, could easily be toppled. They had been college acquaintances, not close friends. But when Leo heard Eli was struggling to find a short-term lease, he'd offered the spare room. A simple gesture. He sat beside Eli, offering advice on navigating office politics, on the art of the strategic exit before the third round of drinks. As he spoke, Eli shifted closer, the heat from his body a palpable force. Leo noticed the high color in his cheeks, the damp sheen on his forehead. "Are you running a fever?" Eli's voice was thick. "My cycle is starting." The prephase. He reached for Leo's wrist. His fingertips were searing. For a disorienting second, Leo saw it as a plea for help, a raw vulnerability in Eli's usually guarded eyes. When Eli leaned in, his breath hot against Leo's skin, Leo stood up abruptly. "Stay here. Don't move. I'm going to get your suppressants." He calculated the time. 5 minutes to the all-night pharmacy on the corner if the elevator was empty. 10 more to get the prescription filled. The queue at the pharmacy was a slow-moving line of tired people under fluorescent lights. The man in front of him, an alpha with a taut posture, turned and his nostrils flared. He gave Leo a long, assessing look. "You need to go ahead of me," the man stated, his voice low.
"I'm sorry."
"Your friend's scent is all over you. It's intense. He must be in rough shape." The man gestured to the line. "We can all smell it. Go on." Leo, adrift in a sensory world he could not perceive, mumbled his thanks and moved forward. The pharmacist, an older beta woman, handed him the package with a kind, pitying smile that left him unsettled. The apartment door clicked shut behind him. He was fumbling with his keys when a hand shot out and pulled him inside. Off balance, Leo stumbled forward, directly into Eli's arms. "You smell wrong," Eli growled into his neck, the vibration against his skin unsettling. I showered this morning, Leo protested, bewildered. You were with another alpha. The accusation was guttural, possessive. Why would you do that? Am I not enough? The logic was incomprehensible. Leo tried to explain about the cue, the stranger's courtesy, but Eli wasn't listening. His focus had narrowed to the curve of Leo's neck. I can't think. I have the suppressants, the injectable kind and the patches. Leo held up the pharmacy bag, a flimsy shield. Then Eli's teeth were at his throat, not on the scent gland Omegas possessed, but on the vestigial neutral beta gland. A bolt of pure, shocking pain lanced through Leo. He went rigid, a flood of old, humiliating memories surging up. A different alpha, a different betrayal, the same fundamental uselessness of his biology. Eli jerked back, his eyes clearing with instant regret. You're disgusted.
I'm sorry.
It's not disgust, Leo whispered, the ache a dull throb. It's memory. If it helps, you can finish. He tilted his head, baring his neck again. He knew the science. For a beta, it was a superficial wound. No binding pheromones, no permanent mark. The teeth would break skin, inject nothing of consequence, and heal within days. It was a hollow gesture. The second bite was slower, more deliberate. The pain was sharper, a deep, bruising pressure that made his eyes water. A faint, clean fragrance, like citrus and rain, bloomed in the air. Your scent? Leo mumbled, dazed. Is it grapefruit? Eli's head lifted, his expression one of stunned wonder. You can smell it? Maybe you released a lot. I can't control it. Eli kissed him again, then laved his tongue over the pounding pulse in Leo's throat. Leo swallowed hard, uncertain of the rules of this strange ritual. You smell perfect now, Eli murmured, nuzzling into his collar. His voice had lost its edge, becoming simple, candid. Only my scent. Just mine. He looked at Leo, his gaze unfiltered and hungry. I want to kiss you again. Leo turned his face away. I have a lecture at 8. That's hours from now. I need to prepare my materials. Leo tried to extricate himself, but Eli's arm was a steel band around his waist. Senior, Eli said, the old college honorific slipping out, laced with a petulant need. Why won't you look at me? A primal bell clanged in Leo's mind. He scrambled free, his breathing uneven. Take your medication. I have to work. He fled to the study, closing the door on the living room and the confusing, citrus-scented fog. Guilt made him start the live stream 10 minutes early, hoping to settle his nerves with mundane admin work. The students flooded in instantly. The chat sidebar, usually dormant before class, exploded. Is your roommate okay, mister? See? A lecture canceled due to kissing the physics professor. Oh, we don't kiss our roommates where I'm from. Leo's face grew warm. He opened his textbook, the pages blurring. Let's begin. A ball rolls down an inclined plane with an initial velocity of 0. Can anyone give me the acceleration after 3 seconds? A chorus of replies chimed. Every single student typed the same, bizarre phrase, equals 3 equals. The answer is 3, yes, but what is this notation? He asked, immediately regretting it. The chat filled with a cascading waterfall of equals 3 equals. He taught the remainder of the hour through a blizzard of the cryptic symbol, his composure a thin veneer. After class, he found Eli asleep in his bed, buried under the duvet. Leo shook his shoulder. You need to go to your own room. Eli's eyes opened, drowsy and warm. He pulled Leo down. You're finally here. I waited. His body was a furnace. Leo, his hands chilled from anxiety, pressed them flat against Eli's stomach, a petty, futile attempt to steal some of that heat. Your hands are cold. I'll warm them. Eli took Leo's wrist, placing his palm over his own heart. He kissed Leo's forehead, his eyes crinkling. I could never be angry with you. I read that alphas in cycle have volatile tempers. Why aren't you angry? Being near you makes everything calm. He brushed his lips against Leo's temple. I only want to be close to you. But I'm a beta, Leo thought. Objectively, Eli was the one at a disadvantage. He was all sharp lines and magnetic appeal, a rising star. Leo was a public high school teacher with a predictable routine. The attention was flattering and undeniably stirring. Yet, after the temporary mark, Eli still required suppressants. The biological gap felt like a chasm. What designation are you? Leo asked later, watching Eli administer an injection with a wince. S-tier. Leo blinked. S-tier alphas were subjects of news features, destined for elite institutions. How did you end up at a state college? A late bloomer. Eli disposed of the syringe and gathered Leo into his arms. Don't think about the past. Look at me now. He tried to kiss him, but Leo turned his head. No, it's Sunday. I have work tomorrow. You're always working. Betas don't get cycle leave. Or S-tier stipends. Leo gently pushed him away and stood. Focus on converting your internship to a full-time offer. Stop getting pressured into drinking. Quit your job. I'll take care of you. Leo dismissed the youthful grandiosity with a tired smile. Worry about your own career first. He headed for the bathroom, missing the shadow of guilt that passed over Eli's face. On Monday, Leo arrived at school in a high-collared shirt. Colleagues and students glanced his way with knowing smiles. A group of students ambushed him at his desk. Mr. Campbell, you're internet famous. Your lecture channel has over 100,000 subscribers. Leo stared. The casual recordings he posted for absent students had gathered a modest following. But this was a tidal wave. He checked his account on his phone. The number was real. The notification inbox was a sea of unread messages, but one pinned post from the platform's official account caught his eye. A community challenge for creators who hit the milestone. The suggested celebration involved a specific, playful form of dress-up. A package arrived at the apartment that evening. Inside was a crisp, navy and white outfit, complete with a pleated skirt. Leo held it up, a complex knot of embarrassment and obligation tightening in his chest. Eli came up behind him, resting his chin on Leo's shoulder. Is that for me? He asked, a blush coloring his cheeks. No, it's not. Leo's voice was firm. Wear it for me. Eli turned his head, kissing Leo's jaw. I have to make a video. You can watch it when it's posted. I helped you get those followers. I want a private viewing. After negotiation, Leo agreed to let him help with the cumbersome buttons in the bathroom. It was a tactical error. Half an hour later, the outfit was ruined, crumpled on the tile floor. Eli traced the line of Leo's waist with reverent fingers. The skirt is too short. Leo's protest was weak. Eli buried his face in the hollow of Leo's shoulder, breathing deeply. The scent of citrus was faint but distinct. Can you still smell me? My cycle ended days ago. For an alpha, asking about pheromones is significant. Do you want to smell me? Eli's voice was hopeful. Your scent is pleasant. The words felt neutral to Leo, but Eli's eyes lit up as if he'd been given a gift. He kissed his way down Leo's body, his enthusiasm unchecked. This can't happen, Leo gasped, trying to hold the torn fabric together. I'm a beta. I can't help you through a cycle. Eli stopped, his gaze locking onto Leo's. You're mine. I'm really not. Listen to me. An alpha and a beta are incompatible. Any mark you leave fades. Do you understand? Eli's answer was to kiss him again, deep and consuming. In the following days, Leo kept a secret tally on his tablet. 36 kisses. 3 missing pairs of boxers. He presented the list to Eli after his cycle had fully passed. Eli read it at his desk, a smirk playing on his lips. I'll replace the boxers. For the kisses, you can kiss me back. Absolutely not. A week of hallway duty for you. That's the penalty. Anything you say. Eli handed him a printed document. Just review this for me? Leo took it, walking a few steps before the header registered. It was a corporate merger brief. The signature line bore the name Elias Thorne, interim CEO. He turned slowly. This isn't an intern's file. Eli's gaze darted away. My God, you're not an intern. You're the boss. The interim title is technically we have nothing in common. Leo shook his head, a numb disbelief settling in. Why would you live here? You posted in a roommate forum for a week. A terrible thought occurred. You were looking for a sweet, pliant omega, weren't you? And I, the clueless beta, got in the way. No. Eli was on his feet. I was looking for you. I knew you lived in this building. The post was targeted. Why? Eli hesitated. Then the truth spilled out. I thought it was the only way to get close, to see if what I felt was real. Leo felt the old, defensive walls slam down. I don't date alphas. How do you know that? Eli's question was quiet. Because one already taught me that lesson. The story came out then, the ed highlights of a painful adolescence. The popular alpha who'd pursued the quiet beta, the public spectacle of their coupling, the eventual crushing dismissal. You're as boring as your designation. The final, searing lesson. Alphas belong with omegas. I know about him, Eli said. Zhang Ling. Leo froze. How? Because I liked you then, too. Eli opened a drawer and removed a slender box. Inside, on a bed of velvet, lay a fountain pen. I used my first scholarship check to buy this. I was too nervous to ever give it to you. I thought I'd missed my chance, until I found you again. He spoke of a younger, poorer version of himself, perpetually hungry. He remembered Leo, a teaching assistant then who'd look the other way during attendance checks. Leo would often have a carton of milk, which he'd press into Eli's hands with a shy smile. Leo had simply hated the taste of milk. Eli had seen it as an act of salvation. All of that for some milk? It wasn't just the milk. You were kind. You were steady. Everyone noticed you. Eli took Leo's hand, lacing their fingers together. His touch was feverish. Zhang Ling was a mistake. I am not. I will love you completely. The pen, a weighty, elegant thing, felt like a key turning in a long-locked door. Leo had no feelings for the boy from the past, but the man before him was a different equation. Eli kissed his forehead. I know you're a beta. A kiss on his eyelid. I don't care about pheromones. A kiss on the bridge of his nose. I don't need a permanent mark. A final, soft kiss on his lips. You are not boring. To me, you are everything. The city lights bled into the room through the half-open blinds. The unused pen found its purpose, scratching notes in the margin of a shared life. Months later, on a business trip to Chicago, Leo's phone buzzed incessantly. Eli, are you finished? Eli, when are you coming home? Eli, my levels are spiking. It's coming early. Leo sighed, typing with one hand while organizing conference materials with the other. Probably the day after tomorrow. Check the third cabinet in the living room. There are suppressants. Eli, I don't want those. Eli, the brand is wrong. Eli, darling, you know what I need. Don't call me that. Use them for 2 days, then I'll be back. Eli, 2 days is an eternity. Can't you come home early? I can't help you if I do. I'm a beta. You managed before. Eli, I was miserable before. You don't feel sorry for me at all. Leo could almost hear the theatrical pout. He booked an earlier flight. 2 hours of radio silence later, a knock came at his hotel room door. Eli stood there, a duffel bag slung over his shoulder, his eyes dark and hungry. Did you bring any suppressants? I'd recommend you take some, Leo said, stepping back. Eli caught him, his kiss acclaiming a homecoming. The room filled with the scent of citrus and rain. Wait, Leo gasped, pushing at his chest. You should shower first. Eli nuzzled his neck. I'm in cycle. Have some compassion. The compassion left Leo sore and thoroughly distracted the next morning. He arrived at the business meeting unprepared, his notes a jumble. The contact person's name hadn't registered. When he walked into the restaurant for the working lunch, the man rising from the table was a ghost from his past. Jiang Ling smiled, a knife-edge curve. Leo, or should I say Mr. Campbell, the viral sensation? I must say your content strategy is unconventional. I've invested quite a bit in your platform. I didn't ask for your investment. I did it for you. I saw the video. I always knew you were cold, but I didn't think you'd move on so completely. He stepped closer. Do you think he doesn't know? About the alpha who was obsessed with you in college? The one you were probably seeing behind my back? There was no one else. Please. Everyone could smell it on you. You were never as innocent as you looked. Jiang Ling's hand shot out, gripping Leo's chin, forcing his gaze upward. The difference in their strength was humiliating. Let me guess who it is. Elias Thorne, the illegitimate son making a play for his father's company. Not a stable bet, Leo. He's exactly like his mother, scheming, grasping. That kind of poison is in the blood. I don't believe you. Time will tell. Jiang Ling's gaze dropped, catching on the edge of Leo's sleeve. He pushed the fabric up, revealing a fading bruise on his forearm. Look at that. Do you think he'll cry when he discards you? I look forward to seeing it. You were always so performatively aloof with me. His voice dropped to a venomous whisper. Why are you trembling? You know I'm right. The alpha you love will marry an omega for connections, for legacy. I'm the heir. I don't need to sell myself. The one you've chosen will have to. Leo found he had no rebuttal. He realized, with a sinking dread, how little he truly knew of Eli's world. On the flight home, Eli was solicitous, protective. The apartment felt different. Leo set his luggage by the door. Aren't you going to unpack? Eli asked, coming up behind him. Leo took a breath that felt like shards of glass. We should end this. Eli went very still. What did you say? I said, let's break up. The words were precise, mechanical. I realize I despise everything about alphas. You make me sick. He saw the shock fracture Eli's expression, saw his arms fall slack. Leo didn't wait for a response. He dragged his suitcase to the bedroom, locked the door, and slid to the floor. That afternoon, after signing the partnership papers Jiang Ling had pushed through, a file had appeared in Leo's inbox. An audio recording. He'd pressed play against his better judgment. Eli's voice, clear and contemptuous, filled his headphones. It's just a beta. I was bored. A distraction. I'm done with it. You want it? It's yours. A stranger's laugh. No thanks. I don't slum it. Jiang Ling's text followed. My offer still stands. Leo had fled to a restroom, cold water failing to scrub the feeling of violation from his skin. He stared at his reflection, at the faint, lingering mark on his neck. Why was his life a recurring pattern of invasion and abandonment? Did they think betas had no heart to break? He decided to move, but Eli was faster. You've lived here for years. I'll go. He left quietly, taking little. But his absence was a phantom limb. The apartment was a museum of their shared life. The rug they'd chosen, the 2 toothbrushes, the leftover pasta in the fridge, the drawer full of useless suppressants. The scent of citrus lingered in the fabric of the couch. At night, the bed was cold. Leo would instinctively turn, seeking a warmth that was gone. He cooked for 2 out of habit. The silence when he opened the front door was a physical weight. The mark faded, but the imprint remained. In the depths of the night, a bitter resentment took root. Why was he just a beta? Would a different designation have spared him this pain? He bought a grapefruit-scented candle. The clean, sharp fragrance was a masochistic comfort, a reminder of the sweetness that had preceded the shattering. On his desk, the Mont Blanc pen sat unused. His phone was silent. The grid of city lights outside his window no longer felt like a map of possibility, but a cage of isolated, glowing boxes. The equation of his life had been solved, and the answer was a hollow, lonely constant.